Are you guys interested in learning how to clear 35-inch tires on a 12 wide? Well, if that's the case for a 2016 Ram 3500, this is the video for you. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in this video, we are going to be trimming a 2015 Ram 3500 to clear some really wide 35-inch tires. So stick around and I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. All right, guys, so if you have been in the community for the hotshot trucking crowd for a while now, you will obviously know this truck. How could you not? So the point with that being said, this truck really isn't used for work anymore. So just going all out, doing some crazy things. You guys know that 22 by 12 wheels with 35-inch tires, they rub like you wouldn't believe. Actually, you probably would believe it, because who tries to stuff 35s under a reverse leveled truck other than me, because that's just how I do it. I'm surprised anybody else is doing it. But so yeah, it doesn't clear. It rubs on the front, it rubs on the back. So I'm going to take a couple of steps here, go through everything that I'm going to do, show you guys how I will personally do it. There's many correct ways that you can do it. There's also very incorrect ways. Like, you could probably just take a grinder to the thing and send it, but we definitely want it to look presentable by the time this is over. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to make it look professionally done. We're going to make it look like, well, obviously it's going to look like somebody modified it, but we're not going to make it ugly. So yeah, so with that being said, let's get into it. All right, guys, so you can look back here. You can see we've already got some rubbing issues on right about in this area. The plastic kind of comes out a little bit, and then same with up front. It kind of comes in here. So my first step is going to be to take the whole wheel liner out and then see what we're still touching on the metal, and then kind of trim the metal first. Put some tape down, just cut, but we're going to try to make it look as pretty as possible. With the plastic liner out there, we're not distracted by anything else, so we can work on one thing at a time. Then we can put the plastic liner back in, see what we are, see what we're still rubbing at that point. So luckily the back, you guys know you really never need to do any clearancing back here, because obviously it all clears. These things actually fit the wheel wells pretty damn nice on this truck. It is a reverse leveled, so the spacers in the back have been taken out to drop the rear down to match the front. I personally think this thing looks sick. I mean, who doesn't like the meats? Cue the Fender Flare comments now, I guess. But if you're going to put Fender Flares on a brand new paint job, I'm sorry to say, you're not the brightest. So. Persuasion with the hammer and the angle grinder, this is kind of what we came up with. I'm gonna kind of smooth all this out and everything. The wheel doesn't touch at all unless you go to really full lock, which you really got to force it to do it anyway. Basically where you're not going to use it. So I'm gonna clean this all up, get this all painted. This side really just needed a trim right here. So the plastic is basically going to cover all of that. So once we do that, I'm gonna have to trim the plastic. So, but you guys get the point. So you take, cut over, put a couple of shortcuts in between there, because it's kind of, this is very, very stiff, but I didn't go into the body. So that's what you want to avoid. But I mean, you guys can see, well, maybe you can't actually. It's pretty damn ugly down there. But we did get to keep the screws. So we'll throw some paint on that so it doesn't rust and go from there. Got it out as as you can see. Okay, so as you saw from the other side, you can see that we cut out the entire piece here. Just cut it out in pieces because it comes out a little bit nicer, and then the plastic stuff here. So we have absolutely zero rubbing on the passenger side. So now that I realize that, I need to pull this plastic liner back out on the driver's side and go from there. So we basically trim up like the whole front section of this bolt here, so we can keep the bolt, and then just cut out the pinch joint that goes the whole way up. And the front rubs, but you wouldn't even actually notice. So I'm still gonna trim up there. So he wants absolutely zero rubbing. So guys, not sure how much you're gonna be able to see here, but I'm gonna try to give you guys a little demonstration as I'm pulling out. Make sure I don't hit the walls and everything. So you guys can see, I'm gonna go full lock here. That's full lock to the left, full lock to the right. Now we just need to check it in reverse because we were rubbing on the left going backwards. So let's see. Ever so slightly at full lock. Let me try the other side. I'm gonna very slightly going backwards. So for what it is, 35s on 12 wides on a reverse leveled truck. Yeah, it's I've trimmed a lot on these things, and I've trimmed just about as much as I feel comfortable with taking out. So, all right, so I'm gonna drive it, show you guys the tires do not rub. I need to, the only thing I really got to do is paint back behind there, but you guys can kind of see. I'm gonna throw some black paint back there, but everything's all trimmed up. Get this thing started, and we will be on our way. You guys can actually hear that. Let's see, right. Give me that full lock. We are right now turning with no rubbage with 35-inch tires. I'm actually going to cut this up here. You see, that's full lock right there. We're just going to drive here. So for what it is, I mean, driving on the road, there's definitely going to be a little bit more of an aggressive feel. You guys can see back here how far we stick out. I'm going to try it again up here, and then we'll cut. All that overspray on the window. Sorry about that. So, there we go again. That one coming. Here we go. Full lock. No scrubbage. I don't think we did too bad. Everything's clearanced out. I mean, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. There's not really much I can say more about it. All right, so in my opinion, it looks really good with the tires. It's just always been a look that I've really enjoyed, I've liked. So it's kind of cool to see that this is the way the truck's gonna go. But you guys get the point. This is kind of how to clearance them, what you have to do. You definitely have to cut. You definitely have to take a hammer to things that you're probably not going to want to, and you're definitely gonna have to trim some plastics. So, that being said though, this thing runs good. If you guys can hear, which you won't be able to hear it because you can't hear what isn't there. I'm a full lock right now. Nothing, not even a little bit. So, that being said, here you go. All right, as you can see, that was the test drive complete. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. Check out Toe Piglet. You guys have probably actually already seen him already, but so like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.